Hey everyone, and welcome to Your Health Truth. I'm your host, Brock Hardman, and today we are going to talk about calories. How many calories should you eat per day? I know a lot of people that really struggle with this one and that do a lot of calorie counting and try to keep up with it through websites and all that. And that's great. I mean, I think that's a very useful tool. Um, I have learned to not be one of those people. I do count my calories, but not really strictly, because here's kind of my point with calories is that it's not really how many calories you eat. It's more of how do you feel after you eat it. So if you eat a particular food and you have a lot of energy afterwards, that's great. That's probably a food that you should continue eating. However, if you eat something and you feel sluggish or tired, it may be a sign that that food doesn't work well with your body or has too much of a certain type of fat or sugar that your body does not agree with or doesn't break down correctly. And so when I look at how many calories I eat a day, it's a lot more complicated than just answering, well, I eat 2,000 calories a day, because for the most part, I try to aim between 1,500 and 2,000 calories. I weigh about 170, 175, and I try to stay at that weight. I work out pretty much 5 days a week for about 30 to 45 minutes, and 1,500, 1,800 calories is still plenty of food. You'd really be amazed at just how much, when you eat the right foods, you really don't need a whole lot of calories to sustain your energy. It's about eating the right foods. So, for instance, I'll have maybe 2 to 300 calorie meal in the morning for breakfast, and mid morning snack. I'd probably say 200 calories somewhere in there, and then for lunch maybe 400 calories. And this is all just guessing, and then an afternoon snack of about 200, and then a dinner of maybe 300, somewhere in there. So anywhere between 15 to 2,000 calories, 1,500 to 2,000 calories. And so what you really want to focus on, if you are doing calorie counting, is first of all, how do you feel after you eat certain foods, and secondly, how do you look? Because I wouldn't go by weight, because I know a lot of people go by weight, but let's say I weigh 170, for instance, and I really just kind of feel sluggish and tired all the time, not a lot of energy. However, let's say I gain 10 pounds and I feel great, or I lose 10 pounds and I feel great. Well, that's what you want to focus on, because it's how you look and how you feel. It's not what you weigh, and it's not how many calories you eat. It's how do you feel after you eat those calories. So your body will tell you whenever you're eating the right foods. And just as long as you don't, overindulge in eating sweets and stuff that's bad for you, and you exercise and do some, stuff that's good for your health, and then you'll be fine. And this is just kind of a high level overview. We'll definitely get into the diet portion, but this is just more of a high level overview on, people that wonder how many calories you should eat in a day. It's kind of like energy in, energy out kind of thing. So, for instance, if you're an Olympic athlete, you may need to take in 6,000 calories a day. If you sit at a desk all day and don't work out at lunch, or come into work, sit at a desk, go home, sit at a desk or lay in your bed. I mean, you're going to need a lot less calories, or your body's just going to store it as fat. So, eventually we're going to get into the best way to lose weight, burn fat, and all that. This is just more of a kind of a benchmark to go by whenever you're counting calories. It's not to worry so much about the amount of calories. You need to look more at what you're eating, and because there's a lot of foods, for instance, that may have high calorie. It may have a lot of meat, like a big steak or something, and that's really going to have kind of a net benefit of zero as far as what your body's going to do with that, because it takes so much energy to burn certain foods that the net effect on your body is zero. And so just keep watching. I'm going to start going over different foods here in the next few weeks, talking about what's good for you, what's not good, what stores as fat quickly, what your body digests slowly, and what's going to give you the most energy. But in the meantime, for those of you that have questions about, calories and how many you should eat, I would say if you really need to keep count, most people do well between 1,500 and 2,000 calories. And so that's it. So till next week, talk to you soon.